Watch out, world, I'm coming through. Watch out. You've experienced life, love, lost, have no fear. Just keep pushing, be strong. Keep the faith until change comes. Strength is not how much you can ever overcome in what you couldn't do alone. I'm determined to. Yeah, I'ma win, I'ma win, I'ma win, yeah. I'ma win, I'ma win, I'm gone. I'ma win, I'ma win, I'ma win, yeah. I'ma win, I'ma win, I'ma win, yeah. I'ma win, I'ma win, I'ma win, yeah. Watch out, world, I'm coming through. Watch out, world, I'm coming through. Watch out. You've experienced life, love, lost, have no fear. Just keep pushing, be strong. Keep the faith until change comes. Strength is not how much you can ever overcome in what you couldn't do alone. I'm determined to. Yeah, I'ma win, I'ma win, I'ma win, yeah. I'ma win, I'ma win, I'm gone. I'ma win, I'ma win, I'ma win, yeah. I'ma win, I'ma win, I'ma win, yeah. I'ma win, I'ma win, I'ma win, yeah.
What's up, y'all? It is me, Tisha Milton. Welcome to the ABCs of Experiencing Life, Love, and Loss. We are in the month of May. Woo! We are in the 5th month of the year, and this is a special one. First of all, I want to say, go ahead and share this live. It's going to be epic and life-changing today. So go ahead and hit that share button. Hit the like button. If you are on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. So I want to say hello to Facebook. Hello to YouTube. Welcome to Experiencing Life, Love, and Loss. So I said this is a special month. This week is Teacher Appreciation Week. So I want to say happy Teacher Appreciation Week. You know what? This is also, I need to write it down. It's Nursing Appreciation Week. So for all the nurses, we want to say we appreciate you for all the work that you do as well. So we share the week, the teachers and the nurses, aiding. So I guess this is the aid week. The people who aid and help and assist others. So to all of my teachers out there, we appreciate you. To all of the nurses, we appreciate you. I see we have some people on. Go ahead and say hi in the comments so I can give you a shout out a little bit later. Let me know that you are here with us on this first Monday. Now, I want to take this special time to say Happy Mother's Day to the mothers. I know I won't see you all next Sunday, but I want to say Happy Mother's Day. We honor our mothers. Those of you that have had children, those of you that are mother figures, grandmothers, great-grandmothers, those aunts that stand in a mother position, we want to say Happy Mother's Day. We salute you, we appreciate you, and we honor you for the whole month of May. As a matter of fact, we honor you every single day. We will not be here, and we can do nothing without our mothers. And for those of us that has to experience this Mother's Day without our mother, let's do something that will honor our mother in her absence. Let's eat her favorite meal. Let's go to her favorite place. Let's do something that she would do on that particular day. Let's make that day special. Let it not be a sad day, even though, it's going to be emotional, for not having your mom. But go ahead and do something for someone else. That is a rewarding thing. So we want to say happy, 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 happy Mother's Day. All right, so we're gonna go to the comments and look and see who we have in here. Hey, Shannon, that's my cousin. She got on pink and green in this picture. Disrespectful, but hey, Shannon, thank you for being here. Who else we have? Hey, Tasha. Good evening to you. Thank you so much for your love and your support. Nikita Calhoun, want to give a shout out to you. What up in Detroit? Thank you for hanging out with us. And Letha Hall, good evening. Thank you for being here with us on today. I'm going to give a couple more out to Elder Dwayne Flowers. Thank you so much for hanging out with your girl, Tisha. We want to say one more. I'm going to get one more. Renee Betters. Hey, girl. That's a cute picture, girl. You cute. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out with us on this first Monday. All right. So what is it time for now? Before I go to the next part of, oh, wait, somebody else just popped in. Hey, chick. What up with it, Mary Kay Richardson? Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Oh, she's on YouTube. Boom, 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 boom. We got a YouTuber in here. She don't do Facebook, so we are welcoming everyone in YouTube land and on Facebook. Thank you for hanging out with us. Now it is time. Tea time with Tisha. So for those of you that do not know, Tea Time with Tisha is an opportunity for you to ask me any type of question that you want, and I'm going to spill the tea. Before you ask me a question, I got to take a drink. Not a drink. Can I take a drink? Not a drink. Hey, y'all, I got tea this time. It's not coffee. Because I have some real tea to spill. All right. So, I have been pushing manifest, right? Manifest is see it, say it, believe it, and receive it. So I have manifested something that I have been working on for a long time. Y'all know I've been wanting to get out the classroom, right? So I've really been wanting to get out the classroom, but yet stay in education. I have to. I've been there 25 years. I can't go anywhere else and start over. But I was wanting a job outside of the classroom, and I finally landed the job. Woo-hoo! I have a campus instructional coach position that I will be starting the next school year. And this position, instead of me teaching students, I will be coaching and helping and assisting classroom teachers. Woo! I'm out of there. The reason why I brought up manifest is because in this particular season, I have been speaking. You say it, right? You write it down, say it and write it. You see it, you see yourself doing it. You believe it's going to happen, and then you receive it. Now, with that being said, yes, I was able to manifest this thing. What I don't like about the word manifest and how it's being used is almost like a magic word. Oh, if I manifest it, I say I'm going to get it, then I'm going to get it. It's a little more to it than that. There is a process that comes with it where you have to trust and believe. You have to trust and believe, not necessarily in yourself, but trust and believe in a higher being. My higher being is God. I trust God, right? So trusting in God to believe and receive it. The thing about that though, life be lifing. Do you hear me? Do you hear me when I say life be lifing? What do I mean by that? I mean, life will have you looking at your situation in your everyday, and it does not match what you see. It does not match what you say, what you believe. So we have to take this thing called life and not necessarily look at it with our natural eye, because we're going to go through some hard times, and sometimes it's going to be the total opposite. Somebody say opposite. It's going to be the total opposite of what we've seen or what we trust in and believe in. So our faith has to be activated to where we not focus on our everyday and what it looks like and what it feels like. Oh my gosh. And go beyond that and still say it, still see it, still believe it, so we can receive it. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because even though I have manifested this job, there are yet some things that I am working through that the enemy, I don't know who your enemy is, but I call my enemy Satan. But the enemy has been attacking my natural eyesight and saying, look at this. It's not what you say. Look at this. It's not what you believe. Look at this. It's not what you see. And I've been able to get, y'all pray for me, I've been getting thrown off. I've been off course, right? So I have to get back on course and trust the process, still say it, still see it, still believe it until I receive it. I'm spilling some tea here on tonight. I'm spilling tea on tonight. I was giving y'all some time to ask a question, but I guess y'all don't want to ask me a question. So I'll still go with this. It is manifestation season where we can actually, if we believe it, we can actually have what we say and what we see according to the will of God. We can act what we see. I asked one. Let me see. You did? Was that preacher wrong for telling that lady to stop crying in church while he was in worship? This is my take on it. When the preacher has the mic, as a matter of fact, that's why you have to be careful who you give the mic to, because whoever you give the mic to, the people, the atmosphere is subjected to the person that has the mic. If the preacher said that we're going to worship in silence and we're going to listen, stop and listen for God to speak to us at that particular point, everyone in the building must be subjected to what he says. That means you follow. That means you shut up. As he said, he did it in a very respectful way. He told her to hush. Somebody's calling you. He told her to hush. In that particular thing, she was being disobedient to who had the mic. He said, let us worship in silence. That means everyone in the building was supposed to be quiet at that particular time. I don't know what's going on. I did see the clip. And I have been in worship situations and atmosphere where something like that has happened. And you're gonna have to quiet that down. But I've seen preachers do it in many different ways. But think about this. He is the shepherd of that house. He has been anointed and appointed to lead those people. He's following God, and those people ought to follow him as he followed God. Now, if you didn't agree with what he said, then you go follow somebody else. That's Tisha speaking. But he had the mic. He had called the worship experience in the atmosphere in, and what he said was, based on the clip I saw, we're going to worship in silence. Everybody knows silence means shut your doggone mouth Shut up. And I think that's what we have a problem with as people. We're so used to talking to God, we don't stop and be still enough to be quiet and listen to him because he's speaking. He's speaking to us, but we have to shut down the noise and stop and listen. And sometimes that's not immediate. Sometimes you have to tarry for it. Even in being in service, you have to stop, wait, and listen. Let me see what y'all said about that. I teach. All right. Hey, Tara, thank you for being here. When you have the Holy Ghost and discernment, then you know better. Yeah. I do believe, though, Tara, that we can get so caught up in what we're doing that we're not paying attention and we're not listening to really what's going on. But when you come into the place where you got to be adhering, you got to watch as well as, hey, you got to watch what's going on so you can be lined up in the spirit. Yes, and you do need that discernment because that Holy Spirit tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, everybody else is quiet, but you loud. All right. You said, okay, thank you. All right. Well, that's it. That is Tea Time with Tisha. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for asking that particular question. I see y'all talking about congrats. Oh, y'all said congratulations for the job. Thank you. I forgot. I said that. I had to talk so much. Let me give out a few more shout outs. Got some more people come in. Hey, that's my auntie. Hey, Auntie Patsy. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Hey, Carmelita Jones. That's a beautiful picture of my niece that you have right there. And thank you for all the congratulations. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's been a long time coming, but I knew a change was gonna come, and it came, and I am so excited. All right, let me get this off of here. That's enough tea time with Tisha. Now let's get into our topic for today. Do you all know that we are at the letter Y? I've been doing this a long time. Oh my goodness. So we're at the letter Y. So I chose YOLO. I have heard a lot of, I don't hear the kids saying it today, but I've heard a lot of millennials years ago used to always use this particular saying, cliche, you only live once. So I've done some research and like, where did this come from? So I'm going to put this up here so I can read it. Ben Zimmer, he founded the earliest uses of this acronym in 1993, right? So he trademarked YOLO with some gear, right? And he put you only live once in small lettering. So from him doing that during that particular time, it became popular when Drake came out with a song. I think his song was You Only Live Twice or something like that in 2012. And then we start seeing a lot of people saying it in hashtags and graffiti and Twitter and pranks, tattoos. We even got a TV show now that's called You Only Live Once. Now, today, when we hear that particular saying, we hear people say, you only live once, YOLO, but they use it so they can do what they want to do. Right? They're saying, oh, YOLO, you only live once, so let's do this, let's do that. How many times have you yourself that you thought about, you only live once when you're making a big purchase? Like when you are thinking about going on vacation or deciding to buy a home or something like that. Or if you want to use some money to start a business. It's like you only live once, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. Right? Sometimes we do that even in deciding to love again, starting a new relationship. It's like, well, you only got this one life to live, so you might as well make the best of it and do it. This particular thought can even come in our minds when it's we're up against doing something that we don't normally do. That's something that's out of the norm for us, like bungee jumping or quitting your job without having one. It's like you only live once. Let me go out there. Let me try something. So we have to be careful when using this particular phrase, catchphrase. All right. When it's time for us to make a decision. But I'm thinking, like, why do we have to even consider you only live once when making a decision? Do we really need that term in order to make a decision? Being able to be still, like I talked about earlier, just calming down, stopping, thinking, connect with God, which, you know, we know he is the force. He is our power. He's greater than we are. If we focus on him and what he said, we would not have to use the term you only live once, because we making this step in the right direction. We're choosing to make a good decision, a right decision. So we're moving forward, right? So when you have this particular thing called you only live once and you're moving forward, you do this, and when it's time for you to make a hard decision, right? And sometimes when it's time for you to make a hard decision, you can't focus on the big picture. You have to take it one step at a time. Now, this is a challenge for me. This is a challenge for Tisha, because I kind of overthink things and I want to make a plan. Well, what if this happened? Then I'm going to do this. And what if this happened? Then I'm going to do that. And that's overthinking. And sometimes when we do that, it prevents us from even making that first step. So when I was starting experiencing life, love, and loss, I knew I wanted to do it, but I was trying to think of, how I was going to have every episode and how I was going to do this. And it was overwhelming. And I pushed back for a little bit. It was then that the ABCs came up, right? I'm a school teacher. We go to ABCs all the time. But the ABCs kind of gave me a guide to where I didn't have to think about it holistically in order to start it. Because sometimes if you look at the whole thing, it will be too much for you, and then you'll end up stopping it. And we do not want to do that. That's me. I'm a worrier and an overthinker. I know and sometimes, Janine, that's a good thing. I'm not gonna say it's a bad thing, I guess, because I'm one. But sometimes it can get us in trouble, but sometimes it helps us, right? Sometimes it keeps us from making a bad decision. The only thing is we can't go too far deep into it to where it prevents us from moving at all. I am more of a prevention type of person than intervention. Let me be a little transparent. I'm a school teacher. Now, this is not going to sound right to y'all, but it's the truth. I'm not doing any tutoring. I'm not tutoring, especially after school. Miss me with that. And it could be because I have 25 years in, and you know how veteran teachers get. We like, I ain't doing all that. But I've learned it's a waste of time to me. I am not going to sit in a classroom with you and assist you for 90 minutes. And after you've gone to many different other classes at the end of the day, think that you're going to get something just magical if we come together 45 minutes to an hour after school, after we've been in school for 7 hours. Okay. I don't do that. That is intervention. And that's what we call it in school, intervention. Even in that, it will probably be more successful for students if it was one-on-one. But how can you do intervention one-on-one with a student unless you have like your own one-on-one tutoring? But in a school system, when you talk about the students that need it, it's a whole class that you have after school. The same number of students that you have in class during the school day. So I am more of a prevention type person. Hey, let's get this done while we're all here. Sit yourself down so you can learn it. And I'm going to go over it as many times as I need to find different ways for you to get it. Right? So even in that, I'm more of prevention than intervention. So I look at things kind of differently. I don't want to wait till it happens. Oh, sometimes that can hurt me. That girl say, yeah, find somebody else. Yeah, because woo, after you've done it all day and talked and talked and talked. Research show it's really not that successful when you do it unless you're doing it in an extremely small group. And a small group can be maybe 3 to 4 people at a time. But when it's a school setting, it's almost impossible to do it on that small level. All right. So what was I talking about? I was talking about intervention and prevention. When you have that mindset, you tend to overthink some things. So we want to try not to do that when making decisions and living our best life. All right. So we want to live our best life and we want to focus on doing the right thing. When doing that, you may fail. It's a possibility that you may fail. But what I don't want us to do is look at failure as a waste of time. Look at the possibility of failure to prevent us from doing something. But we should think of failure as a learning experience. Even when you're starting over is not such a bad thing all the time because you have an advantage now. You know exactly what not to do this time. So it's not completely starting from scratch. It's almost like a redo, right? So even when we fail throughout our lives, do not look at it as a bad thing all the time or something to prevent us from moving forward. So we ought to live our best life. Yes, I know that even in the Bible, it said he came that we might have life and have it more abundantly. That means we're supposed to have a lot of stuff. We're supposed to have good things. But while we're living our best life, we have to take into consideration that our decisions have outcomes. Our decisions have some repercussions. Our decisions have some expectations of what is to come next. So when we're living our best life and making these decisions, whether it be today or tomorrow, we need to understand that our decisions affect not only us, but those who are close to us. I'm reminded of when I was young, my mom always prepared for retirement. She always saved a lot for retirement. And then once she got a little bit older, we got older, she started saying, I'm setting myself up to when I leave here, I can leave something for my children's children, my grandchildren. Now in that, I'm like, well, what about us? What you leave about us? But she would say, well, this was her mentality. When the children, are growing up, they get the things from the parents. And it's the grandchildren that you need to leave something here for. So even though my mom is gone and she has lived her life, because she has children and grandchildren, a part of her still is living. So for us to say, you only live once, my mom is still living on the inside of all of her children. And because she have a part on all of her children, she is continuing to live even in her grandchildren. So the same works for all of us. We feel like we only live once, and I can do whatever I want to do. It's my life. But yeah, you're affecting other people when you make these different decisions. So when you want to do these extravagant and these wild things, you have to consider, what is the possibility that I may lose my life in this? What is the possibility that others are infected or affected? Another example that I have is marriage and divorce or breakups, long-term relationships. We sometimes feel like I can choose whoever I want to choose, and I don't want to be with that person anymore. Whatever the case may be, sometimes we get into a point where when we're married to someone, the best thing would be to get out of it. But once we get out, we need to understand that that does not just affect the bride and the groom. If there are children involved, it affects them. And even the connected family. How many of us have been in a situation where a family member divorced, but we still connected to who they were married to because a relationship has been built? And, I'm not going to stop being, your family because y'all decide to divorce or whatever. But we need to make sure when we're living our best lives that we're making these decisions that will benefit us, but take into consideration that others will be affected. Am I saying stay in a marriage for your family? Absolutely not. Did I? Absolutely not. No, I'm saying make the best decisions for you. Just understand it is not just affecting you. That's all I'm saying with that. Don't go over and say, she talking about I need to stay because of the family. No, I did not. I did not say that. This is what I want to say though. When we live our best life, right? When we're making our decisions, we have to take into consideration that there is some accountability and ownership of our actions. Accountability and ownership of our actions builds trust and respect. People trust you and respect you based on your actions. I know we like to look good on the outside, but the trust and respect comes from how you act. We all know the saying, in order to get respect, you have to give respect. If that's not there, then I don't care what your position is. I don't care what your title is. If the respect is not there, it's not a good possibility that you're going to receive that respect. But if you are accountable for your actions, it will build that trust and it will build that respect. When you take ownership, you set a clear, realistic expectation for yourself and for others. It's like a boundary. You set a boundary to say, I won't do this and I won't allow this to happen to me. And then when it's time for you to receive feedback and guidance, it helps you to improve. I know it's easier said than done, right? It's easier for us to say, yeah, I need to watch my actions, and it takes work. It takes practice. It may not happen all the way. Now, me, myself, I'm a little spicy. I'm an acquired taste. I'm sweet, but I'm spicy, right? But even in that, I have to be accountable for the way the things come out of my mouth. And even in the intent that I have, I can't help how a person receive it, but I can help how I give it. So I need to be accountable in my actions and how I speak to people. Is it going to be easy? No, it's a work in progress. How about this? We are all a work in progress. I don't care who you are. None of us have it all together. Your thing may not be mine, and mine may not be yours. But one thing we have in common, all of us, we all have something that we need to work on. right? And none of us have it all together. So, I always come up with some strategies and things like that. So to help us get through it, I've came up with some tips, 3 of them. It's going to be short today. I came up with 3 tips on how to embrace our responsibility for living our best life. How can we do this? How can we live our best life, enjoy life, be accountable for our actions, right? The first thing is to be proactive and intentional. We cannot act on impulse and emotions. I am talking to Tisha. I'm talking to myself on this one. We have to be proactive and intentional. You cannot act on impulse and emotions all of your life, all the live long days. No, but plan and strategize your actions. Do not rely on luck or by chance, but you have to create and control your own destiny by speaking what you want and how you want to do it, how you want to get there, and how you want to be. Nobody want to be a mean person, but sometimes things just don't come out right. And we have to be intentional on making sure when we speak, take a breath, wait, think about it. If I say this, what will possibly happen? How would they receive it? Let me go to, I see some comments on this. I must be talking about something. We are all a work in progress with this. I'm learning that the hard way. Me too, Gary. Me too. I'm glad you said that, because what I also learned in learning it the hard way is, as long as we can, as long as you have breath in your body, that means you have another opportunity to get it right. Right? You have another opportunity to change that, to fix it, to preserve what's going on in your life, and try to do something better or different to try to change it. Number 2, be transparent. One thing that can get you far is being authentic. I've seen some people, and I know some of us have interacted with some fake people. They really think don't nobody know they fake. We can see right through you. So you might as well be transparent and be honest with yourself. Do not hide or deny your actions. Own up to it. You know what? I made that mistake. I'm sorry. I'll try to fix it again. I'll apologize. And instead of denying your actions, communicate. We can't invade or ignore the consequences that comes with it. We have to man up, put our big girl drawers on, and take what it is that we have to receive based on our actions, or when we were not transparent. Face them and then address them. We can't run away from it. You cannot deflect. You cannot minimize your responsibilities. We have to accept it and embrace it. What does that have to do with living your best life? You get far that way. When people know that you are authentic, you don't pretend, you don't put off, they know what to expect from you. Although, and I've been told this for many years of my life, people will call me and tell me, Tisha, I'm calling you because I know you're going to tell me the truth. That makes me feel good down on the inside, that they know that I'm honest and true. Even when it's something that is hard, it's a hard pill to swallow. So even in that, I have to be the same way and receive those things. I got to put small in stature, but I'm strong. I can handle it. So those hard words that come to me, I have to take that. Do it hurt? Absolutely. But I have to receive it and know that it is to better me. It's for the betterment of me. Y'all being helped out there, y'all kind of quiet. It's like, oh, I'm in teaching mode. I'm gonna do number 3 right quick. Then we gonna get out of here. Be humble. I'm a preacher, so that's my first get out of there. Be humble and open-minded. Be humble and open-minded. Be humble and open-minded means do not assume. Do not pretend that you know everything. Life is about learning. Life is about trying things. Life is about starting over. So you don't have to pretend like you know everything. Or that you always have to be right. You don't always have to be right. No, you don't. But acknowledge and admit your limitations. Hey, I don't know that, but I'm going to find out and I'm going to get back to you. Don't resist change, and we cannot always do it like we've always done it. That's for the older folk. That's for the seasoned people, the Laurie seasoned the salt people. Sometimes we cannot always do it like we've always done it. There are some new things here. So y'all know I have a work mother, right? My work mother, she retired and came back to teaching. So she's 76. And we all have these Apple electronics, and she want to go back. I want my Dell computer because I know it. So it's some resistance. And then she's not so humble all the time. Well, I'm not learning. You do it for me. So a lot of things we have to just go ahead and do for her. She's 76. Like, come on, mother, let me do it. So we can't be like mother. Don't tell her I told y'all either. She gonna try to whoop me. But we have to be open-minded and humble. What is Gary talking about? Being humble has had people playing on what? That has to be an era. Being humble has people let Father get him. He gonna be all right. You gonna get it. I know she gonna get me. You better not tell her. But we have to be humble and open-minded. Listen, one more thing in living our best life. Even with this YOLO, you only live once. There are some people who feel like after this life, that's it. It's over. It's done. I believe our body become lifeless, but there's a place that our soul goes, right? After our body have lost its life. It's like, okay, teacher, what you really saying? I'm saying there's a heaven and there's a hell that is waiting on our souls. So to live your life as if when you pass away, it's over and done, I don't believe that personally. I believe that in this life, we're living it to live again. Now, the bodies won't go, but the souls will. So we're living to live again, and it's one of two places we're going to go. And our belief system, as we live our life, the best of it, our belief system plays an important role as to where our soul goes after we leave this body. I know I shifted for a minute. I took a shift. Heaven is set up for the believers. Who are we believing in? We're believing in following Christ, right? So if heaven is set up for the believers and those followers, what is hell set up for? Oh, the others, I guess, the ones that don't. But we can't live this life like when I pass away, I'm done. I'm going in a grave, and that's where I'm staying. I don't believe it. I believe that our souls that live down on the inside of us has a place that's called eternity. And that's where we will spend eternity. So when we're making these decisions to live our best life, think about it. Take it into consideration. What will happen after it's all said and done with this body? Where will my soul take its rest? Will I live again in a happily place in heaven, or will I not? Think about it as you're living your best life. This body right here is going to eventually give out, but the soul lives forever. Where would you like for your soul to spend eternity? Carmen says, being open-minded requires a willingness to be vulnerable. Not as always. Yes, being open-minded does require willingness. It takes some work. It takes some work when you're used to doing something a certain way, especially when it works for you. When you're humble, sometimes people take advantage of you. This is the seasoned version. That is true sometimes. But when you're seasoned, you know that game, and you know how not to allow people to take advantage of you in being open-minded. And it's not like we're changing. Open-minded is not changing your mind. No, just receiving another way. It's more than one way to do it. I teach reading, but in math class, the math curriculum has changed over the years, and now they're teaching our children how to get to an answer in multiple ways. That has always been taught, but when I was growing up, it was like, you pick a way that's best for you, right? These are the different ways that you can do it to get to this particular answer. And which one is the best way that you understand, then that's what you choose. So when I say being open-minded, because it's not one way of doing something, I'm saying being open to trying something a different way, or being open to listening to how something can be done. And we can live our best life. We can live in our life like it's golden, living our life like it's golden. Make great, 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 great decisions, and you can live your best life. Listen, I use that topic, you only use once, because that is a cliche. Everyone has heard it before, but do we really only live once? That's a question that you and you alone have to determine if it's true. I'm going to go over these 3 tips to help us live our best life and embrace the responsibility. Number 1 is being proactive and intentional. Number 2 is being transparent. And number 3 is being humble and open-minded. If you do these particular things, I believe you can live your best life. We talked about living. You only have one life to live. Do the best that you can to enjoy it. And live your best life. You can do that by, remember, manifesting things. See it, say it, believe it, receive it. That's how you can live in your best life. Thank you for hanging out with me on tonight. It was a little struggle tonight because I told y'all during the tea time, have to fight. Sometimes this fight is not natural, but spiritual. And you have to just keep pushing and keep going. So I did that on tonight, and I want to say thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate your love and your support and being with me every first Monday. Listen, we're at the letter Z next month. So this is the last time. So the ABC, the last version of the ABCs of experiencing life, love, and loss. Tune in next month so you will know where we're going from here. We're going higher and higher and higher. It's just going to get better and better. So I appreciate you for hanging out with me at experiencing ABCs of experiencing life and loss on this first Monday. Hey, you all enjoy your mothers, enjoy each other, and live your best life. Thank you all for hanging out with me. See y'all next time.
Watch out, world, I'm coming through. Watch out, world, I'm coming through. Watch out. You've experienced life, love, lost, have no fear. Just keep